have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
Lynn Haven, W Field to Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Filling in this morning, it's Coach Brian Haddad.
Hot tub, hey, I'm full of water. I stay hot tub,
Oh, look out, Glenn's doing a cannonball.
Gonna make it wet.
And he forgot his Speedo.
Rubber dub in the hot tub, rubber dub in me. Jump in the hot tub, really made me sweat.
Yeah.
Chilling in the hot tub, really made me wet. Well.
I wish for those of us who watch on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else, I wish you could get a shot of Glenn's face every time my little sounder goes off. The look of disdain that he has.
How easily they forget after 4 years every day. You would think they would remember who you are, but no.
Welcome into the Coach James Hale Show here. Brian had it sitting in again for Coach Hale, who will be out the rest of the week. Again, keep Coach Hale and his family in thoughts and prayers here. I think everything's going okay, but you're just dealing with a little something up in Birmingham. But just keep him in your thoughts and prayers there. Joined again by Dr. Eugene Glenn Manley. And to save him from holding his phone up to his ear this time, we brought Rob Bauer into the building. Hey, Rob.
Good morning, gang. Hey, just before they get out of the car, I want to give a heads up to my two granddaughters that are listening this morning.
Yeah.
They're fixing to be dropped off at North Bay Haven, Sadie and Ella.
Sadie and Ella.
Girls.
Have a great day at school.
Good morning,
today.
ladies.
And the Wildcat holding it down in there.
Well, you can't have everything.
Isn't that the truth?
I want to thank Rob for the donuts.
You're welcome,
I'd
sir.
like to thank the Academy for this. Thank you, Brian.
Just
for
don't tell
sitting
your
in.
wife
Thank
where
you,
I got
John.
them at, or that I was the one that brought them.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
If I ate the donuts, I'd want to thank Rob for the trip to the ER. But,
I don't care. It's worth it.
Well, fair enough. What a way to go, they say. Yeah. Well, let's get into some local, but we do have a great show today. I do want to set the stage there. At 7:15, we're going to talk to Coach Doug Lee from Mosley High School about Mosley baseball, the undefeated.
Alias Steve.
Yeah, alias Steve. We'll have to get into that here. And then at 8:15, we're going to talk to Andy Burcham from the Auburn Radio Network there about Auburn. Boy, a rough one last night. We'll have to get into that, and I'll try to withhold any joy of my Bulldogs taking care of Auburn last night. But Glenn, let's get into some local here. See what's going on around the area.
We'll start off with the Arnold Marlin.
Easy
girls.
for you to say.
Yeah, it's easy for me. I know it. I just washed my lips. Can't do anything with them. So Arnold's flag football. Arnold 26, South Walton 0. So congratulations to them on their first game.
Yeah, I got to cut you off here real quick. We got to get to the phone lines here because we've got one of our regular callers is calling in here.
All right.
Go ahead,
And it's
caller.
not like Mike. It's not.
Go Blue Sharks 2-0 for 20 expected. All I gotta say is, go Team USA.
Yeah.
Yes, it's and what state is leading the charge for the USA men's Olympic hockey team? That's Michigan. 6 Michiganders. Dylan Larkin puts ahead 1-0 in the second period. Hellebuck, Michigan native, was the netminder. And then Quinn Hughes, Michigan alumni, plays for Minnesota Wild, also from Michigan, scores the winner in OT. And by the way, Lucas Raymond assisted on Sweden's goal, plays for the Detroit Red Wings. And that's all I got to say. I got one more thing about the Olympics. the judges can suck it.
But see, why do you even bother watching that stuff, Eddie?
Because I support our country, and I'm sick
You've
of it.
already done that.
But some of these sports, it's more of a pageant contest than it is an athletic competition. We got screwed out of the ice dancing, and then the ski moguls or whatever it's called. They got so many different slope style, whatever things. It just makes me sick.
I told you, I watch the Olympics when they do pickleball.
But here's the thing.
I'm not done yet, Wildcat. Don't interrupt my fire.
Oh yeah. I got the buttons.
And then you got all these foreigners beating the Americans, and they train in the United States, especially the bigger scale. They all train in Plymouth and Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is a load of crap. And then you got an American-born citizen going to Stanford, but representing, of all countries, China, because her mom was born there. Like, you're American, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's like Rebecca Holman, United States citizen, going playing for Russia during the Olympics, just so she can play in the Olympics.
Well, obviously you didn't watch the Olympics during the Cold War when we had the Russian judge.
Oh God, 72 basketball.
The basketball. I just read last. By the way, Coach Man, you got to talk about that IMG scandal too. By the way,
we did.
Okay, but I guess the players having their will do not ever pick up those silver medals.
Yeah,
it's in their wills because of what happened there.
Yeah,
all right.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Eddie.
By the way,
anything else?
Yeah, I do. For you card collectors, if I were you, I would invest in like Dylan Larkin, Quinn Hughes rookie cards. And I mean, when they win the gold medal, they're going to go off the chain, bro. Just saying. I'm just saying.
I hope we pull it out. That was a big win. Nice one there in overtime.
Well, and then the girls play. The girls play today for the gold against Canada. Beat those Canucks, those hockey elites. I think they're better than everybody. They haven't really. When's the last time a Canadian NHL team won the Stanley Cup? Like, I can't even remember when, like 40, 50 years ago. So they can blow it too. And and all that, man. So go USA.
I think the Stanley Cup is now in a common law arrangement with the state of Florida. I think it's been here long enough. It belongs to us.
And it shouldn't be that either, because Florida doesn't deserve a hockey team because it's not a hockey team.
Watch out now.
I live here. It's true. And neither does Phoenix, and now there is one. There's a one there. Hockey is a Northern Canadian sport, Northern Tier sport, Canadian sport. That's just the truth.
If you
it is what it is. All right, you guys have a good one. Love you, man. That's why the people's call, because I don't see you fake news. I'm out. See ya.
I was going to ask him to start over. I didn't really hear him.
I was going to say, if we don't deserve the cup, take it from us.
Yeah, come get it.
There you go.
What did Charlton Heston say? Pry it from my cold, dead hand.
Yeah. And what about all that money when they're
Just win
training
it.
up there?
Just come down and win
money
it.
they bring to Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
Travis City.
And you know what? I understand what he's saying about the way, a lot of these foreign athletes will come train at our universities and all like that. And I mean, that's something for those states' taxpayers to think about because they're funding it. But I'll be honest with you, I don't blame the foreign countries for that. If that's an issue for you, you have to look at yourself.
Yeah.
We're the ones who allow it.
We're so far behind in education. Why do they send their students over here?
There you go.
All right, we're talking.
All right, back to local.
Let's talk about real American local stuff.
There we go. Let's go.
So here we go. So today, at 3 o'clock in North Bay Haven, there's the Class 1A District 1 district wrestling match.
There we go.
Get over there. So South Walton Bay, Freeport, North Bay Haven, Bozeman, Rutherford, Weewa, Franklin County. They will be there.
Wow.
And then next weekend, you go over to Bay for the 1A regionals. So it's a big honor to host the regionals and where you coach the district and the regionals. So congratulations to North Bay Haven and Coach Siegel and all the guys over there. And then also in baseball, there's tonight, if you can't make it to the wrestling tournament, but if you want to see some great wrestlers, I don't know if they don't have a turnbuckle or a top rope, but it's still good. So there's a lot of state qualifiers and state ranked wrestlers there. So be sure from all the schools. So get over there.
And you might see an Olympic Olympic wrestler over there in that bunch because there are some pretty good ones.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You know, in Bear Siegel and Deloach, those the guys I've already signed. So
right, and Bear and them are about the right age to make the Olympics in 6 years.
Yep. That's
so
right.
Congratulations to them. Now, tonight in baseball, Bay hosts Walton, and Mosley drives all the way to Enterprise. We'll talk to Coach Doug Lee here soon. North Bay Haven hosts Liberty County. Rutherford hosts Freeport. We will host Sneeds, and then Sneeds turns around tomorrow night and plays at Port St. Joe, so 2 bus trips for them. So, you know. And then Mariana's at Bluntstown. South Walton will host Lincoln. That's going to be a big game there. And also, I mentioned this the other day, but Saturday morning at 9 o'clock at Nature Walk Golf Course, Forest Park Methodist Church will hold a golf tournament. It'll be $8:15 registration, 9 o'clock shotgun start, 2-man teams, $59 a person. All that goes to the Methodist Church. So if you want to sign up, first 40 teams, call the clubhouse at 265-2582. Mulligans are $5, and you get 2 mulligans. That's the limit. Call Lee Anderson at 850-319-6773, and be sure you get out there. It's always fun to play there. And Coach Conrad Moon has the, if you've played there, he hit a hole-in-one on the first hole.
Oh, okay.
So unbelievable. Had to hit it over the trees, and it was fantastic. So get out there and support people and support your local high school, and hopefully I'll get some flag football schedules soon, because I think that's fascinating. And also most of the state have already been doing this, so this is another good thing for the ladies.
Yeah.
The only thing is, you got to find a time where we can spare some of the ladies, because a lot of them don't. They play one sport and that's it. And so if you got them all at the same time, it's kind of tough. But anyway, fantastic, and get out there and watch.
We're talking about the wrestlers, and we might see some, future Olympians this out of the other. I was thinking about this. It's off the top of my head. I think it was Valerie Solero. I think it was. She grew up here, wrestled here. I think she moved her senior year out somewhere, but she's currently wrestling for Iowa. They're number 1 in the country. She's one of their top, if not their top wrestler. I mean, she's one we may see in 2 years here, the way she is. I mean, it's unbelievable. But like you said, she's top ranked for the number 1 team in the country.
Right.
So there we go. We're claiming her. She's ours.
That's right.
But that's amazing. It's good to hear. Glenn, going back to your AD days, this has just got to be an insane time of year for athletic directors, because you've just kind of wrapped a few of the winter sports, a few still going. You got all the spring sports in full bloom. Right. Now they've added flag football. We talked about that. And beach volleyball.
So, it's the transition period is about 2 or 3 weeks in there. And so what happens is, in come out of winter sports, you got boys and girls soccer, boys and girls basketball, you have girls weightlifting, and boys and girls wrestling. And then you just transfer in. When you transfer gendered in, it used to be only like 3 sports: softball, baseball, track.
Right.
Nope. So add 2 more, golf used to be a spring sport when I was coaching it. So, so now they play in August, which is,
Has lacrosse caught on yet? I know I think North Bay Haven started one, and there was kind of a push for it. I think, but I haven't heard more.
Go west, and you go a little south. I think you get you more of that.
Yeah, they're starting. They had a match. Somebody said the other day that they had a match, but it's very, the budget thing is the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Well, because their equipment is just as expensive like playing football.
The helmets are, the helmets are probably $400 a piece, and then all the sticks.
Yeah.
And it's
the helmet, shin guards.
Right.
And then you got to have multiple sticks, because they break, and then the goalie has special equipment.
And in this part, you got to find a coach that knows how to coach and the rules. Yeah. And then you got to find somebody that can come out and referee it.
That's right. Well, that's true too.
Right. So you're under the guns from the start of that. So it's hard to really.
And then you got to find a place to play.
Right.
So
and it's most of the private schools that have started that. And Birmingham, they had some of those up in Birmingham.
A lot of them in Tennessee.
5 or 6, 10 years ago. And there was, but it was mostly private schools that got into it because they could see the potential of scholarships.
Hockey on grass, man.
Right. And that's the thing. And it's not for scholarships for the Southeast or whatever, but it was, up north where they're big into it.
Right, no doubt. Well, let's talk about some of our great sponsors here on the Coach James Hale Show. Yesterday, they were packed out because it was Spaghetti Day at J. Michael's Restaurant. Now, every day of the week, you can get, except Mondays for lunch. They are closed on Mondays right now. That'll change here in a little bit. We'll keep you up on that. But every other day of the week, you get the best seafood. You can get the coldest beer you're going to get anywhere down here. And that is at J. Michael's Restaurant. Get out there today. I want to say they've got the jambalaya going, and then they have this burger special, I believe, too, on Thursdays. And it is a nice burger. So get out there today. Steve's Bike Shop, my buddy Steve Burdishaw over there, been doing a wonderful job. He's been in business since 1979, right there on 23rd Street across from Sam's. They've got the old style bikes. They've got the new electric bikes. More than anything, they've got the service crew that can work on your bikes when you have any kind of issues and things like that.
Yep.
And they just do a wonderful job. Of course, we always talk about Steve with the swim team there at Mosley, and he coaches with the local
He
club
was the
team
anchor
as well.
man when he was at Mosley. He would jump in and sink to the bottom. So, I mean, but no, he was a good swimmer.
He was good. He was very good.
Very good. Yeah.
I know years ago when he was working with me, he did a birthday swim, where the kids all got to splash him from either sides, and he could still go. So,
I know it. Yeah.
So Steve does a great job there. Get out and see him at Steve's Bike Shop. Look, weather's starting to warm up. It's about to be bike weather. Get out there and see them. And then, Johnny, Valentine's Day is over. But every day is Valentine's Day. We got to make sure that we keep the missus happy and bejeweled, if you will.
This is the place that people want to come to get married because of our beautiful beaches.
Yes,
and
sir.
David Adamson Designer Jewelry wants you to know that all of your engagement ring needs or your wedding ring needs can be met, even if you want something customized. They do it right there in-house. Go there for a free jewelry cleaning, a free jewelry inspection. Take your stuff in there. They'll make it look brand new. We're talking about David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77, Lynn Haven.
In Lynn Haven. When we come back, we're going to go out to Lynn Haven. We're going to talk to Doug Lee, the head baseball coach and athletic director of the Mosley Dolphins here, the undefeated Mosley Dolphins. That's coming up next. You're listening to the Coach James Hale Show, ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
The only one person more critical than you to make this show.
Oh, thank you, Coach. That's so nice.
I was going to say that. Wildcat. Wildcat. You complete me. You had me at hello.
You believe this?
You had me at hello.
What do you want? What do you want?
I'm going to give you a gift.
Yeah.
Weekday morning, 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. A mixture of some clouds and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a high near 75 and a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Very light showers and slight fog tonight, a moderate breeze and a temperature of 69. The same tomorrow around 75 with slight fog in the morning and then sprinkles. Lightly sprinkling Saturday and hot around 74. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all. The Coach James Hale Show.
Pro-gun, pro-flag, and pro-peace.
Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to the Coach James Hale Show.
Not the Mosley fight
That's
song.
not the Mosley fight song. Come on. But it'll work.
No, leave me alone.
Now, we're about to bring on a man. We're about to bring on a man here who it's enough work to be the athletic director at Mosley High School. Good Lord, you got sports galore. All of them are good and all like that. But he figured, you know what? I ain't working enough. I'm going to come back. I'm going to be the head baseball coach again, too. This is a man who loves to work.
I think he's got two cots, one in his office, one in the baseball company.
Coach Doug Lee. Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate that you have any time left in the day to talk to us, I'm telling you. Well, obviously, we've gotten the season going now. You got 3 games under your belt here. Talk about, kind of the first 3 games, how it's been going. Obviously, a big win over Bay. Glenn's grimacing over here, but talk about how the season's gotten off to a start for you.
Well, and as far as wins and losses, we're very happy where we're at right now. And, we've really pitched it well and had some timely hitting and played good defense for the most part. So, anytime you can do those 3 things, then you got a chance to win. So we've been fortunate to win our first 3. Obviously, it's a long season, and we got a long way to go, and we got to get better, So, but no, we're very happy where we're at, and, just thrilled to death with our players' efforts and just our attitude and approach to the game.
Getting started on the year, we all think we know what we're going to have, but once you get into gameplay, you kind of see, okay, this is what we're doing well at. This is what maybe we haven't developed as much. It's only 3 games in, but what would I guess what I'm asking is what has maybe shown itself to you that you're doing maybe better than you thought you would be by this point, and what maybe are things you kind of think you need to improve on that you'd hoped you'd be further along?
Well, I think our question mark was just our pitching staff. We knew we had Harless ready to go, and he's a proven commodity. We still have Carter Payne still rehabbing and trying to get back from Tommy John, and then we felt like we had Brady Lee, who was ready to take on a bigger role in our pitching staff, and he's had a little bit of a setback. We found out yesterday. We were really afraid in the preseason class he had torn a labrum, but got some pretty good news yesterday. We think it may be just bursitis really bad, so hoping that he'll be back here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But Hunter Bolger has really stepped up. He had a great start against Mariana here, and then he came in the other night in a very tough spot with the bases loaded to get the save against Bay High. So, he's been we've always felt like he had that potential to come in here and really have a great year on the mound. So, he's been a key to our success early on, too, as well as Ryan on the mound.
Yeah, Coach, I was the other night, and of course, I always torment you no matter what position you're in. So, but I thought, that one of the things when that young man hit the ball down the first baseline and it went in that dead corner, I was like, oh man, it was like a CNI dog, and it was hit pretty hard. And so I think, but I think your team speed overall was. I was impressed with your team speed, and of course with Ryan's pitching. But I'm gonna give you one fashion tip. I really appreciate you wearing the orange jersey. Put some orange pinstripes in those black pants.
I know. Well, the players always have a lot of ideas and visions for uniforms, and sometimes I like those ideas, and there's other days I'm thinking,
well,
I don't know, bro.
Coach Scroggs, you say, I'll take that under advisement. Which, Which really means that we're not doing it, but I think, I was really impressed with you guys, and I appreciate y'all coming over and doing the thing for Blake, and it was really a class act by you guys.
Well, we appreciate that, and our hearts just go out to that family anytime. You know, being a dad, I remember Mr. Husband used to tell me all the time when I was coaching. I didn't have kids back then, and he used to say, "Man, you need to have a son or a daughter." And I didn't really understand what he was talking about until now. But now you have your own. It does give you a different perspective. But our hearts are really with that family, and we were honored to honor and Blake, and we're really praying for that family still. I know that's a huge loss.
Right. The other thing too now is Enterprise invites you to come open their season. So either they're sitting on a firecracker, or they just want to test how good they are.
Well, I tell you, Marty Loveridge is the head coach there, and he was at Auburn Montgomery forever with QB Lowe, and he does a tremendous job, first-class act, and he has really done a lot with that program since being there. They've had several playoff runs, and they have a quality left-hander that's going to start tonight. I know he's on a pitch count from talking to Marty last night, but they'll be a very, very quality team that we need to face, and we're looking forward to that challenge. And listen, we're giving the ball to Jake Yates, who is a junior, rising junior, and I'm really excited to see him pitch. He's really worked his tail off in the off season, has kind of been patient, waiting his turn, has really good stuff. So if we can just get a few innings under his belt and get him settled in and get him some confidence, I really look forward to watching his outing tonight.
We're talking with Mosley head baseball coach Doug Lee. Coach, I may fumble into this, but it's something I've wanted to ask a lot of you guys. When I coached swim, one of the things that would drive me insane was when the kids were getting recruited by the colleges, and the college coaches would tell them, look, you have to do this time or we won't consider you. And the kids would just be freaking out constantly about it, and I'd have to rein them in and say, we just go to work, we do our thing, and we'll be there. But it used to just give them anxiety, I'll get out. The reason I bring that up is I've heard from a couple of people, across a few states, and they're talking about they have pitchers who are being recruited. And what they're hearing a lot from some of the college coaches is if you're not throwing 92, 93, whatever like that, we won't even consider you. And what they're saying is happening is the kids are getting very freaked out by that, and they're just doing everything they can to throw harder, and the mechanics are kind of being tossed aside. So in an age where y'all are already having to control the pitchers by putting them on a pitch count, and you've got to focus on making sure all their mechanics are right to avoid injury, how difficult is that with your kids, especially the ones who are freaked out that if they don't throw in the low to mid 90s that they're not going to get looks anywhere?
Well, that's a very good question, and it is a reality of today's world. I mean, we are so, I think, driven by analytics and metrics and all the things and data, and I think I understand that. But I've always said, that the biggest thing that college coaches and pro scouts sometimes miss on is heart and desire and character and all the things that make up a kid. And so sometimes if you've not been around that kid a long time, you miss out on that, the fearless competitiveness that a kid may have. And I do think there's some college coaches that are not completely sold out on analytics. You still got to be able to throw the thing across the white plate in the ground. You still got to have a feel for all three pitches, and and again, just having that makeup of, hey, having a bulldog mentality on the mound or even in the batter's box in this day and world. But it is a reality check. But I do think there's some guys. I think there's guys on both sides of the fence there, is what I'm saying. I've talked to one Division I guy just recently, and he said their closer was 83 to 85 last year as a right-hander, where that's kind of unheard of at Division I level, but they used him as a closer mainly because he went out and threw strikes, and he had good stuff and pitched backwards a lot, which gave him an advantage.
Yeah, Coach, when you start in Little League till you get to the pros, that plate's the same size. So
it sure is.
So, if you can't hit the plate, we're not going to give you the outside corner 3 feet away, so we're going to make the rules so you can throw it over the plate.
I remember I remember hearing, you go to these coaches conferences, different sports and all that, and you listen to the guys who've done it a long time. And there's a general notion amongst coaching is give me talent and I can coach the fundamentals and all that. And, with this, I talked to one baseball coach who I really respect who's been around a long time, and he says there is a notion that give me someone who throws hard and I can teach them the fundamentals. The problem is if they're always hurt, you ain't teaching them anything. Says, give me a guy who's got the right fundamentals that I can have him out there, and I can teach him how to throw hard and still over the plate.
Right.
And I thought that was dead on. So,
your feeder programs, this area is great for baseball. But some of the, as AD, some of these AAU things, when they get a penalty or something, they can come back in the next game. But you get in high school and something happens, you're not coming back for quite a few games. So that's how hard is that to kind of get across to some of your parents in all sports?
Well, and we, from a coach's perspective, as far as sportsmanship and trying to keep our guys in the game and all that, we preach a lot of that. Let me be the bad guy because we miss me. It ain't going to hurt us much if we miss our starting pitcher. But, no, we do talk a lot about that with our players. We talk about, the umpire-player relationship, especially with catchers and things of that nature and what you can and cannot ask or say and how you say it and all those things. But you're right. I mean, you get an ejection in travel baseball, and you may get to come back the next game or maybe sit out one game. But in high school, you may be sitting out for weeks. So that can be tough for a team.
Yeah, and the state likes for you to write checks when you do it.
Yeah, Coach Lee, this is Rob, Trey's dad. One thing I did want to say, thank you for mentoring him through the years. But, it has. And even in South Alabama, I just got Trey sent me a text about the South Alabama coach and the USC coach got into almost a scuffle at home plate over the same thing. And, it's not kids nowadays, they show too much. It was over a strikeout where the pitcher kind of jawed at one dugout and then the guy's on third base. And as he's going back to the dugout, he jaws to the other dugout. And, so then the coaches get out there at home plate and had to be separated and both of them be ejected out of the game.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy.
It is. And first of all, I just think the world of Trey, and I'm just proud of what he's done as an umpire in this game also. But, some of the things we've tried to tell I want our players to play with passion and intensity and all that, but sometimes we just try to preach to them like, sometimes act like you've done that before. Like you struck plenty of hitters out as a pitcher, so why do we have to act sometimes like we've never done it before or we've hit a home run before? So I think sometimes of course, we watch a lot of games on TV and see it happen at the higher level, so we think it just kind of trickles down to us. And so, I don't know I think there just has to be a balance with that sometimes.
Coach, we just need to go back to the good old days where the fighting's where it belongs, in the stands.
Well, back in the day, I have a couple parents that are former pro players. They used to say, we used to be able to police that ourselves, You just got to take care of yourself in baseball, but you can't really do that anymore either.
Well, Coach, good luck to you. Get you a win up there at Enterprise, and we'll talk to you next Thursday.
Take you a good nap. Take you a good nap on the bus on the way up.
Well, thank y'all for all you do for high school athletics.
Absolutely.
As well, Coach.
One of the good guys.
Yeah, the great Coach Dudley there, Mosley High School
And
baseball.
I didn't even call him Steve.
There you go. All right, well, we ran long there, so we're going to go on and get to a break here. We come back, more talk about how we would fix the world of sports. I mean, come on.
ESPN Northwest Florida is taking it to the home. Your home for the most live college basketball on the Gulf Coast. The ACC, SEC, and the biggest games in the country. Plus the official station of March Madness.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
Hear every slam dunk in ultra-high fidelity right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Find
something you love with great deals this month at Panama City Toyota. Get 1.99% APR on a new Camry, rated best midsize car by Kelley Blue Book. Plus, 90 days until you make your first payment. Get 2.49% APR on the Rocket Tacoma. Plus, 90 days until your first payment. And get 2.49% APR on the powerful Tundra. Plus, 90 days until your first payment. Come check out our showroom or browse online at Panama City Toyota.
Offer expires March 2nd. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
When it comes to backyard dreams, trust the name that's been making waves for over 65 years. Cox Pools. Serving the entire Florida Panhandle, Cox Pools brings experience, innovation, and quality to every custom pool design. From luxurious spas to resort-style pools, no vision is too big. Make your backyard the place to be with Cox Pools. Cox Pools, 65 years strong and still making a splash. Visit CoxPools.com or call 850-235-7957.
So you've heard the saying that if you love your job, you'll never have to work? Well, it's true.
I've worked for Brock Lawn and Pest Control for many years. The commitment to the needs of customers
and their commitment to each employee makes Brock a company I'm very proud to be a part of.
Brock's core values are also mine. Give people more than they expect and always honor your promises.
This isn't a job, it's a service to help people live a healthier lifestyle.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, our family protecting your family.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing people aren't saying a whole lot about, and I'll probably get in trouble,
but just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, welcome back. Coach James Hale Show here on ESPN Northwest Florida, joined by Glenn, joined by Rob. Wildcats still kind of above ground here, but he's fading.
Hey, while I've got your attention, don't forget that sometime during the show we are going to give away one of our prized packages coming up with 1, 2, 3, 4 really nice prizes. We'll tell you more about it and how you can win it and all that a little bit later on.
That sounds good. Yeah, you got to keep listening.
But you got other stuff going on right now. And plus we got Andy Bertram coming up.
We do have Andy Bertram.
And I'll have to get my acceptance speech ready so when I win.
No. What was that number to call?
No, see, now Rob.
Rob's running out. Well, so in this day and age where everything is visual and this, that, or the other, I still enjoy really good sports writing when I can find it. It's rare this day and age, but I did stumble across a story as it relates to college football that I enjoyed the lead into it. So I'm going to do what you never do in radio. I'm just going to read for a second because I did enjoy this because it translates well. This is David Wasson at Saturdays Down South, and it was talking about Mike Elko and his comments about college football the other day. And he says, we have all been there, and if you claim you haven't, well, you're lying. He says, rush hour traffic. You're keeping pace with all the cars and trucks around you, just trying to get home, when out of nowhere, a vehicle quickly zigzags through and barges forward 10 to 15 miles an hour faster than anyone else. And you say, wow, never a cop around when you need one. That's what you think to yourself, wishing that lawbreaker would get caught, all the while forgetting how you pulled off the exact same illegal moves when you were dreadfully late a few weeks ago. He's dead right about that, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the current state of college football, a world filled with coaches and programs who want the cops to maintain order, except when it's their turn to bend, massage, and otherwise ignore the laws of the land. I think he's dead right about that. You know, we have a lot of coaches all of a sudden now coming out claiming this, that, or the other, but at every opportunity, most of them, not all, most of them have had to do this kind of thing. They have fought it, as hard as they can. And let me give you one example that I want to discuss with you. I think one of the things that is the most problematic to what we're dealing with is this notion of getting the kids on campus in January. And I understand why, as a coach, you want to do that. If you get them there on campus in January, whether it's a transfer or more problematically, you get a kid to graduate early, or reclassify whatever. So now you're getting 17, 16-year-olds to come on campus to get them there so that they can play that fall. I think it's wrecking a lot of things because it's messing with signing days. It's pushing those earlier. It's messing with when coaches are getting fired and let go because you have to get this stuff going and all like that. So the same coaches who claim they want all of these things fixed and all that have fought like hell to make sure that they can still get these kids on campus early, this, that, or the other. And I think it does a very destructive thing for college football. It's not the only thing, but it's a bad one. So, guys, what are your thoughts on that and as it relates to general kind of hypocrisy of coaches?
The problem I have with that, if the kid only plays one sport, which happens to be football, that's one thing. But if he plays baseball or he's been playing basketball or he's on track team, those are, all of a sudden, if he's good enough to make a college team in football, he's a good athlete. So he needs to be with his guys. And you're only in high school one time.
Yeah.
And so why not let them finish? And, I noticed when a lot of recruiters would come around, no matter what sport, they wanted to know what other sports they played. Because you learn to get along with all types of situations, not just one particular sport. So that's the problem I have with it. And you're hurting the high schools when they are losing athletes, especially if you're in 1A and 2A. And you got kids, you have to share all the time. I mean, so that's the only problem I have with it.
Well, I agree wholeheartely with what he's saying is that, if that's the exception, just to get them there in spring to play, get them enrolled in summer. And if that's the deal, get them enrolled in summer school, where they can come in, they're enrolled and be there for fall. I just don't know how many kids are there that's playing high school that's really going to start.
Yeah.
Now I don't see us. We're moving up. You used to not start our first game till September. Now we're in the second week of August. Where is that? I mean, are we going to go back to August 1st playing our first playoffs?
Kids are even on
That's
campus.
what they're looking at now because the playoffs are have strung out now to they're at the end of January, 1st of February. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, here's what I hate is, especially with football, where you need to have a little more physical maturity and growth and all like that. What we're doing is we're pushing further and further. We're bringing Ryan Williams starting at 17. Austin Simmons at Ole Miss reclassified. He was still 16 years old when he was enrolled in college. Now, he's smart enough. That wasn't the problem there. But you're not talking about the same type of human when you're talking about a 16, 17-year-old versus 23-year-old like that. So what I don't understand is this need. And well, I do understand it because these coaches have ever shorter leashes in terms of getting something turned around. But, the line I used to use, like even with my swim kids who maybe talked about, going on and doing this, I'm like, man, you're only a senior once. Enjoy your prom, even if your prom's a joke. Mine was a joke, but enjoy. I mean, go to your prom, go do your thing. Like Glenn said, play your other sports and all like that. But also from a football perspective, you're going to get them in there that fall. They're going to be a little more physically developed. They're going to be a little more mature in general. And you have more time to grow them to actually be a better player for you versus putting them out there right away. And with as short a leash as the coaches have, the players have it too. You don't show out as a 17, 18-year-old, you may not get another chance. Like that. It's I just don't understand it. It's one of the things and that's the one thing above all that coaches have fought. And it just drives me crazy because I think they're acting out of their short-term interests and not looking at their long-term interests.
Well, and also nowadays, if you're sitting there as a kid and this guy walks in there, he says, "Hey, man, I can get you $1 million if you graduate."
Fair enough.
And, and come in the fall, you're there. And then, and he's teeter-tottering. He could be, close enough for baseball, to – people don't make that decision till late, and you haven't even played your senior year yet, and you may have a breakout and be a high draft choice, and then you have some leverage yourself. But when you make that decision, and that $1 million speaks, people just don't realize how much. For most, if anybody in this town right now,
a kid
walks that's playing high school sports, and you walk in there with $1 million check with your name on it, and you take that photograph copy of that and take it home to daddy and mama or aunt and uncle, grandma. Wow.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine what that would have meant when I was in high school.
Oh, my gosh. Well, and I'll go you one better, because there is one more argument that I do have to concede I understand. I don't think it applies in as many cases as people say, but I do think I understand it. There is a notion, especially we know a lot of football players come from really rough backgrounds. You know, right. Basketball too, and things. Baseball generally socioeconomically not as much and whatever, but we know that. And the notion that I could get them out of an area where they are constantly surrounded by bad people and bad situations and all, and bring them on campus where I have them in a safe, comfortable environment, this, that, or the other. I get that argument. Of course, we've heard of enough people getting into trouble once they come onto a college campus, but I do understand that. It was kind of a similar argument we heard during COVID with getting the kids back into school, or at least back into sports, was that too many of them are at home in bad situations. Right. And we provide them kind of an escape from that. So I do understand that argument, but I think overall, I just think it's really detrimental.
You know, the other thing that comes on now, if you say you're going to redshirt somebody, that seems to be like you've insulted them. Yeah. When they don't really understand why you're being redshirted. Yeah. Because the coach knows what you're going to face, and it also knows that maybe you're not strong enough to last the whole season, or you'll be also get pushed around and everything. So I just think, you know, you have to consider that. And so if they get redshirted, they're ready to leave.
I also think you look at the guys who are currently succeeding in the NFL when they come up, they're all the 23 or 24-year-olds. Mm-hmm. The Bo Nixes, the Jaden Daniels, the kids like that. You know, I don't know. It's what it is, but we're not going to fix everything as it relates today. But here's what I can fix. You want great Mexican food? Pepper's Mexican Grill, that we've always known about, the one there across from the mall in town. Now they've got one on the beach there, Back Beach Road, over by Home Depot and Lowe's, where the old TGI Fridays used to be. You need to get out there today. They have wonderful specials, great margaritas. Glenn Manley dancing around the sombrero. They have all kind of fun stuff. They
told me the other day I had to leave because it was happy hour. So I didn't understand that. So I was as happy as I could be.
Pepper's Mexican Grill. Dr. John Ward, dermatology specialist. There are 8 convenient area locations. If you're listening to us now, he has an office near you. Don't become a skin cancer statistic. Make sure that you do early detection. If something doesn't look right, doesn't feel right, call the fine folks at dermatology specialists. Get in there today. Dr. John Ward is the best. And then Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Jason Kovaleski and the crew. They do an outstanding job. So knowledgeable about everything like that. You have an athlete looking for an edge. You're just trying to drop some weight here going into the spring, this, that, or the other. Look better, feel better. Call Jason and the crew at Max Fit Sports Nutrition.
Try it before you buy it.
Try it before you buy it is right. Pier Park North next to Dick's and 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village. When we get back, let's talk a little FSU here on the Coach James Hale Show, ESPN Northwest Florida.
You've read the headlines. You've seen the highlights. But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It's a baseball.
Since 2017, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports coverage on the Panhandle. If it matters in sports, it matters to us, and it matters to you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. A mixture of some clouds and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a high near 75 and a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Very light showers and slight fog tonight, a moderate breeze and a temperature of 69. The same tomorrow around 75 with slight fog in the morning and then sprinkles. Lightly sprinkling Saturday and hot around 74. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish. Wheelhouse is ready to help. For
From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597, 850-896-6597, and online at wheelhousedba.com.
Celebrate National Margarita Day, Sunday, February 22nd at Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina. You'll enjoy 2-for-1 on all margaritas. All margaritas are 2-for-1. This is the day dedicated to enjoying margaritas crafted with tequila, lime, and triple sec. It's a fun occasion to indulge in margaritas with friends and family. The legendary Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina. Now with 2 locations, Back Beach next to Home Depot and Highway 77.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State.
Florida State. Florida State. Woo-hoo!
FSU update brought to you by Newbies. The 4 newbies. And Glenn tries to visit all 4 of them every night.
It's pretty tough sometimes. I have to go over the bridge first and then come back.
But yeah, the mothership, obviously, Newbies 2 on the curve. We've got the Bruin Booze and then the one there in St. Andrews, which is usually where you can find the chalk outline of Glen
there you go.
every night. But
just
we love Newbies.
Me, please, is all
That's
I
right.
ask.
We love John and we love Charlotte, and they love FSU. So, Glenn, what's going on over there in Tallytown?
Well, first I got something for the Buckeye boys to start with.
I'll hear about this tomorrow.
These are football teams that Ohio State has not beaten in there.
Okay.
FSU, they're 0-3 against FSU. They're 0-1-1 against Auburn, and they were 0-2 against Florida, 0-2 against Georgia, 0-2 against South Carolina, and they're 0-1 against the United States Air Force Academy.
Hey, Eddie will love that.
So we'll just kind of throw that in before we get into some things.
I'll make sure and remind them of that tomorrow.
They're probably going to call me anyway. So. But listen, to a lot of other sports going on that it's not necessarily football. But
yeah.
So the FSU swimming and diving team has claimed an ACC swim title. So congratulations to them. And then the women's golf team, they placed 12th in the Moon Invitation, which is over in Melbourne.
It's not named after Conrad.
No, it's not named after Coach Moon. But anyway, the sophomore, Sophia Fulberg, she made her first hole-in-one in her career. Oh. So congratulations to her on that. And then in the Tour of Duty, which has been going on, and that's not the game you play. That's a few mat drills and everything else that goes on. And so
it's not like you. It's not a free trip to South Asia.
No, that's true. Okay. That's true. But anyway, so what's going on in the Tour of Duty things? The defensive linemen and defensive backs are actually kind of standing out a lot, so, which is really good for the defense coming on. But Deuce Robinson and Andre Otto, who is the new lineman coming in, they're setting the tone also. So congratulations to them. Then offensive lineman Nate Pabst, I'm sure he got a little, his last name is Blue Ribbon.
Oh, that's a built-in NIL deal right there. Isn't it?
But anyway, he has made the jump from the MAC to the ACC, according to Coach Han, who is the line coach. And so, he would do that. And the linebacker that came in, his leadership role of Micah, I'm going to slaughter this name, but it's Gbayor. So I don't know if it's Bader or not. I don't know if the G's silent or you pronounce the G or whatever. So anyway,
that's why I would say if you don't know, just say it really fast.
Yeah,
Nobody
can
tell.
That's right. I can talk like Michigan Eddie, so I can go real fast. But anyway, so then the Tour of Duty, they don't crown the starters during this, but it gives them the. Reveals who kind of wants to take on the road of accountability and responsibility. Yeah. So it does all that. And then the game that we think, and I think also, is the first game of the year that's going to make or break Norville's season is the New Mexico game. So first game of the year, and if they fire a dud, then, it's going to be really know. And the other game is the Alabama game. That's going to make it for both coaches.
Sure.
So if, who wins that one, then the other coach probably even further on the hot seat as it goes. And so, anyway, the transfer most to prove out is the ones who transferred in. These ones have the most to prove. One is the Ashton Daniels, who was at Stanford and Auburn. And then the edge rusher from Texas A&M, Ryan Kennedy, because we haven't had, since Odell left, the edge rusher has not been like we wanted. So he had Verse and the other guy. Yeah. And that was his last year. So, and
they were
so,
and they're still pretty good.
They are very good.
They're still good.
I thought it was neat that Verse got to call the other guy and tell him he was on the Rams team. That was pretty good.
Yeah. But to your point about that opening game being so critical, this one, I've said it before on the air, and, I haven't really gotten to talk to you about it, Rob, being a big FSU fan that you are. The thing above all that has baffled me about Norvell, because I actually think he's a good overall football coach, but the one thing that has baffled me since he's been at FSU, it seems like the first time the team faces adversity, they crumble.
Right.
And he looks like it's caught him off guard.
Right.
And so if you look at it back, Jackson State early on, they fell apart after that. Now, 13-0 year, nothing really got in their way that bad till the Georgia thing. And there's a million reasons for that.
Right.
Then the Georgia Tech game in Ireland, they fell apart after that. Last year, Virginia fell apart after that. It just seems like a theme. And, one time, okay, but when it starts happening multiple times, I think it's on you.
Right. Well, and it all goes back to Jordan Travis. When Jordan Travis got hurt, they scraped across and when they played Florida and won that game, but their backup got hurt.
That's right.
So then we go and play the third team quarterback in the conference championship
game, right.
And our defense carried us that game.
That's right.
So. What wins championships? Defense.
Yeah.
Well, then when they didn't make the playoffs, that just crushed everybody and everybody. 22 starters.
Yeah.
Yeah. 22 major players. I say starters.
Right.
22 major players, and even the backup quarterback. For whatever happened in that instance when he got hurt at Florida, he would have been able to play in the national championship game.
Right.
But everybody left. And then Georgia took that amongst themselves. They didn't make the playoffs either, but we're going to make a statement. They had something to play for. They would have been their seniors were going to be the winningest team in Georgia history.
Yeah.
Right. And they will be talked about forever. Right. So they showed up, and it was just a massacre.
I just think
Norvell, I think he's a great recruiter.
Yeah.
He would be great on somebody else's staff as the cheerleader, But what I'm saying is, as the leader, he even looks lost.
I think you're right, and that's what bothers me. And Glenn, it's a great coach. Great coaches lose games,
right?
But they bounce back. I think guys who struggle in this are the guys who take one loss and turn it into three. And that's what I see out of Florida State. It's like when one thing goes bad, it becomes a streak every time, it seems like.
Florida State was supposed to win every one of their games that they lost in the last 5 games of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
They were favored in all of their last 5 games that they lost. And they didn't look good. I mean, how did they make that turn? Beat Alabama. Now, was there something that went wrong internally? I have my feelings about that because FSU won the first game and beat, let's say, probably one of the best teams in the country. First game out.
Yeah.
Then they went off and they just plummeted the next 2 games. They're the number 1 offense in the country. Then all of a sudden, USC starts talking about or whichever one of the California teams it was that where the defensive coordinator is from, start talking about, hey, they fired their coach. We're going to get him. Here's my thing is that whether he was going to go, not, yes, or whatever, but in the back of my mind, was he really focused on defense or was he kind of just.
Could be.
If I got a multi-million-dollar buyout, do I kind of weigh that and not do real good during the year, and they fire me. Boom, I get a big buyout, and I'm gone.
Yeah.
The offensive coach, what's his name, from Auburn or
Malzahn.
whatever. Yeah. Was he in the same boat? He had family issues. Was somebody sick in his family? Was he looking other places or whatever? Because there were some major calls during the games and stuff that you go like, you scratch your head.
I think my concern is I see the same problems across multiple OCs and multiple DCs.
Right.
And you look for the one constant.
Right.
And it's Norvell.
Right, exactly. And he has not, since he's been there.
Yeah.
He has not, without Travis, he has not won very many games.
The thing with that, you go back, if you go back to the time they were left off, he convinced those kids to come back.
That's right.
Yes, he did.
That's right.
And so they were all sitting right there. And when they didn't get it, you could just see the air come out of everybody.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, we got to talk about some more of our great sponsors here on the Coach James Hale Show. TK Vandy Roofing and Contracting. Kyle Vandergriff and the crew do a wonderful job. He's not going to be in with us tomorrow, unfortunately, but just go out and call him, get you a roof.
Well, he never runs out of energy. I can tell
No,
you
he
that.
does not.
So,
Absolutely
as
not.
a player, too, I'm going to tell you what.
Turf Pro Pest Control, Patrick Garner and the crew will do their best to make sure that your lawn is the talk of the neighborhood for all the right reasons. They do an outstanding job. Turf Pro Pest Control and Cox Pools. Welcome back to our show, Cox Pools. Richard Cox and the crew, they are the absolute best in the business. They can design a pool for you, get you all set up to have all those great cookouts by the pool this summer. Richard Cox and Cox Pools. Again, thanks to Newbies for sponsoring our FSU update. When we come back, not only is it going to be the Alabama update, but I think we're going to give something away, Wildcat.
Sounds good
so
to me.
make sure you stay with us. There you go. Stay with us through the break. You're listening to the Coach James Hale Show, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida. In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
Can be deadly.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
Nothing says good morning like a drunken human alarm clock.
You're live from the J. Michaels studio.
We all know he loves the Florida Gators, but that's okay.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
I can control the world.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. A mixture of some clouds and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a high near 75 and a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Very light showers and slight fog tonight, a moderate breeze and a temperature of 69. The same tomorrow around 75 with slight fog in the morning and then sprinkles. Lightly sprinkling Saturday and hot around 74. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
WGSX Lynn Haven WPLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
This is Coach Stephen Pearl. Your home for Auburn basketball on the Panhandle is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Alabama update. Glenn Scott favorite segment, brought to you by Steverson Air Conditioning.
Should have never brought that up because now I'm staring at it. Wildcat, have you seen the thing?
I think we're hiring people who can spell to put stuff on our little screen here because
it wasn't even working yesterday, so I guess
not only is Auburn misspelled, but so is Kentucky. So whoever did that, I'm sorry, I just called you out.
That's why we abbreviated KY.
Well, I tell you who does a great job, and it's not whoever does the spelling for us, is Steverson Air Conditioning there. Jason Steverson and the crew. Look, you're having issues with the air conditioner. Don't wait till we get 100-degree days in the summer. Call Jason and the crew. They will come out. They're local. They're knowledgeable. They are the absolute best. They don't upsell you. They're going to give you exactly what you need. Don't go national. Go local. Go with the best, and that is Steverson Air Conditioning. Before we get into the Bama update, Wildcat, tell them what they can win.
Here we go. We got an ESPN 104.3 prize pack just for you. It's a $25 gift certificate from Lone Star, a $25 gift certificate from the Boot Store, a 12-pack of your favorite Buffalo Rock products, and a hat from Golf Plus. I'm going to make it easy on you because I'm lazy, and we're gonna take caller 10. Caller 10 850-215-6290. Caller 10 850-215-6290.
I think Rob just went outside to call.
I think Rob messed up and called my cell phone thinking he was caller 10.
You can't do that.
But give us a call, 215-6290. Caller number 10 will win that prize pack. And while we're doing that, you can listen to my dulcet tones talk about the Crimson Tide.
There you go.
Alabama with a big double overtime victory last night over the Arkansas Razorbacks there at Coleman Coliseum. There wasn't a whole lot of defense going on in this game early. Arkansas actually had a 10-point lead at the half, 57-47. Good Lord, there's some games that end like that. And then Bama clawed back into it in the second half, went into overtime at 95-95. Bama takes a 2-point lead late, staves off Arkansas game-winning or game-tying dunk opportunity that came a little late. And Alabama gets the victory, 117-115. Bama now moves to 19-7, 9-4 in the SEC. Ironically, the exact same record now enjoyed by the Arkansas Razorbacks. So both teams at 19-7, 9-4. For Arkansas, Darius Acuff had a huge night, 49 points. Of course, I guess if you score 115, somebody's got to have some big numbers there. But Darius Acuff had a big night. He was 16-27 from the field. He was 11-12, Glenn, from the free throw line.
There you go.
We'd like to hear that.
Yes, sir.
For Alabama, Philon led him with 35. He was 11-21 from the field. He was 10-13 from the free throw line. Sherrill added 13 boards for Alabama in the victory. Bama has now won 5 straight as they are trending in the right direction. Unfortunately, the next segment, we're going to talk with Andy Burcham. Auburn kind of sliding the wrong way on that stuff. Alabama did have 4 starters in double figures, and Jamison just missed out making all 5. He ended up with 9 points. But Amari Allen had 19. Aiden Sherrill had 26 and 13 for Alabama. Philon, as I mentioned earlier, had 35. Aiden Holloway contributed 15 on the night. So big night for Alabama basketball. And I believe we have our winner, do we not there, Wildcat?
Yeah, we do. Caller?
Hello?
Go right ahead, caller.
Give us your name, caller, and we'll tell you what you won.
Did you hang up?
Hey.
Hello?
Hey, there we are.
Are you there?
Hey, how we doing, guys?
Good.
Hey, good. Who are we talking to?
This is Jeremy. Live out on the beach here.
Hey, Jeremy, congratulations, man. A lot of cool stuff there. So you're taking me, right?
Say it again.
I said you're taking me with you with all these great prizes you just got, right?
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Jeremy, who's your favorite team?
College, I'm a Seminoles guy. For baseball, the
Noles.
Braves, and NFL, the Falcons.
Outstanding. Well, we were just going through kind of the FSU, kind of our thoughts on things. What's your hopes and wishes for the season here coming up, football?
Man, hopes and wishes after, the start they had last year beating Alabama, it was all kind of downhill from there. So just consistency, make a bowl game, baby steps. You gotta get the guys to buy in at 100% and have everybody on board for sure.
Yeah, it's really well said. Just consistency would go a long way, wouldn't it? But
that's right.
Well, that sounds great. Well, thank you very much for being our caller there. Congratulations. We absolutely loved having it. And who made sure that you had a good morning here?
It's ESPN 104.3.
No, appreciate it.
We
thanks
love
for
it.
listening.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy.
That's
all right. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So,
see, there's one guy we didn't run off, right, Glenn?
That's right.
Hey, there you go.
I forgot to tell him that you can pick up your prizes. During regular business hours.
But here's the
which
thing.
I don't know what they are.
Y'all got
'cause
real
I'm here at
chintzy with
6:30.
the Dr. Pepper products because
Plus,
you
'cause
used to
I
give
drink
away
rock
case
products.
instead of a 12-pack.
Well, it's like I said, I drink them all.
Back in the day, as they say. Since you won't put my name on the radio,
well, I tell you, if you want to pay for them, we'll give them away.
Hey, there we go.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, I know how to go get them.
They're back there in the closet.
No, but I used to be the only guy
Under
who would
lock
ever
and
go
key.
over there.
Everything's under lock and key.
Let's get back to Alabama here, Glenn's favorite subject. Alabama now, like I said, has won 5 straight since losing on the road to Florida in that G League dropout game, if you all remember, when the Florida student section was giving it to Alabama for that. It is a good rally because Alabama really was kind of struggling a little bit. There was obviously a lot of negative attention put on the basketball team with the whole Charles Bediako case like that. I thought it was a bad misstep.
Well, you said that pretty good.
Bediako, I told you say it real fast. Nobody can tell.
Nobody knows.
But I do think that was something that was really bumpy there, and I think Coach Nate Oates has done a really good job getting the crew back together since the court ruling, which has ruled him out. And they haven't been inconsequential victories. They beat Texas A&M, who's had a wonderful year, at Auburn, which I don't care if they're struggling or not. That's a brutal place to go play. At Ole Miss right after that, who's a good basketball team as well. South Carolina's struggling a little bit, but then Arkansas ranked number 20 in the country. So now Alabama has 5 games remaining. I think they're solidly locked into the tournament. Now they're just trying to improve their seeding. But right now you've got at LSU, and that will be this weekend on Saturday. Then you have Mississippi State, the 2 closest schools geographically, by the way, in the SEC. That's just an hour down the road. Then they go at Tennessee. They have to go up into that orange hell. And then at Georgia, and then close out the year with Auburn at home at Coleman. So 3 road games left for Alabama to see if they can carry this momentum forward into the SEC and then eventually into the NCAA tournament here. So I don't know, Rob, I know I haven't talked to you about it. I don't know how closely you followed it, but just the whole notion of Alabama pushing and whether or not they got a guy who's on the booster board or not, the judge to make the ruling. What do you think about Alabama actually pushing to get this guy who played G League basketball to be able to come back and play?
Well, when it first all came out, I thought, well, how do you let somebody that's played in the G League do all that? Yeah. And then when everybody else deep dove into it, there's a lot of guys that are out there that were pros playing, and nobody else says a word about it.
Yeah.
So it was a big stink over, I think, a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Now, he did get drafted. He left college. He got drafted, and he went into let's just call it the American pros. He didn't come from another country, but he played in the G League and all that sort of stuff. I think that and then, it's with the legal system and everything else, and you get where are we going to file our grievance, basically, or our lawsuit, however. We're going to file it right here. We have a judge that is going to vote in our favor. It's just like with all that. It's just like all the rest of them that happen, Yeah.
But that's where we are, and that's the problem. You can always say that college athletics have been professional for 100,000 years under the table,
right?
But legally, they were amateur athletics. And it was professional athletics. There was a line.
That's my thing now, is that this college sports now is not an athletic, they're athletics. It is professional. Yep. They are no longer student athletes.
And that is the problem. That blurring of that line has caused everything of where we are.
Right.
And it's...
I can remember when you didn't get into the Olympics. You know, the only people that stayed after the Olympics were over, you could go and get on a cereal box.
Yeah.
It's the only way you made money. If you got paid any money anywhere, you could not participate in the Olympics because you were a professional athlete.
You know who we can blame for that? The 88 team for losing basketball. Because as soon as we lost that, we were like, all right, game on. We're sending the dream team.
Right, because all the other countries, they weren't really professional athletes, but they were a professional team.
That's right.
That Russia had, and they lived in their own dorm and everything else.
Russian
and they
military,
traveled. Right, they were basically Russian military people.
Yep. Unbelievable.
And they got 9 tries at it to beat us.
You know?
That was so unfortunate
and
for
a corrupt judge, you know. Not, you know.
Well, a lot of that was Avery Brundage, too, at the IOC, who thought it would grow the game, and then whoever was also in charge of FIBA, the International Basketball, they thought it would grow the game if somebody other than the U.S. won, and it was a whole thing. But we can get into that another time. Steverson Air Conditioning, again, thank you for sponsoring the Alabama Update today. Absolutely love Steverson and the crew. Also want to remind you about J. Michael's Restaurant. Get out there today for lunch and dinner. Best seafood, coldest beer you're going to find anywhere at J. Michael's. Steve's Bike Shop. You want one of them old bikes like me. You want one of them electric bikes, well, like me now, because pedaling, I ain't got time for that. But Steve's got them, and he can do wonderful service on your bikes. You have any kind of issues going on like that. He's been in business since 1979, Glenn, right there on 23rd Street, across from Sam's, Steve's Bike Shop. And, John, I'm going to head up to Lynn Haven. I'm going to get some jewelry. Where am I going?
Do yourself a favor and go to David Adamson Designer Jewelry. They can design a one-of-a-kind piece of jewelry. And do yourself an even bigger favor and go up there and take advantage of their free jewelry cleaning, free jewelry inspection. I did it. It saved me $1,000 because they found one of the stones loose in my wife's wedding band. It was a smart thing to do, and it's free just for you. David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77, Lynn Haven. And
after you finish there, make sure you go see Pat Perno and the crew at Beef O'Brady's there in Lynn Haven. Absolutely wonderful food, TVs everywhere, and the friendliest staff you're going to find anywhere in this area. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven.
And be sure and try the onion rings.
Oh, well, you got to beat John to them. I can tell you that. When we come back, we're going to talk to the voice of the Auburn Tigers, Andy Burcham. You're listening to the James Hale Show, ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
See, I'm more of an old school mentality. I believe in tradition. I believe in loyalty to a program, to a system, to an organization. Everybody's a flash in the pan, microwave type society now and everything, and they want overnight success.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays, 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. A mixture of some clouds and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a high near 75 and a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Very light showers and slight fog tonight, a moderate breeze and a temperature of 69. The same tomorrow around 75 with slight fog in the morning and then sprinkles. Lightly sprinkling Saturday and hot around 74. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Contractors, when your job site needs materials fast, trust the local team that delivers. Mid-South Lumber Company brings you reliable job site delivery, in-house credit, and competitive pricing on everything from lumber to doors, windows, and more. Plus, their unmatched customer service has your back through every step of the build, making ordering, delivering, and the whole process easier for you. Support local. Build with Mid-South Lumber Company. Mid-South Lumber in Panama City on 11th Street or on Highway 231 in Youngstown.
a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Pain don't hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. And now, War Eagle. Live from the J. Michaels studio, it's the Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show with the voice of the Auburn Tigers, Andy Burcham. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Have the absolute privilege, as we do here every Thursday on the Coach James Hale Show, of talking to the voice of the Auburn Tigers, Andy Burcham. Andy, how you doing on this fine Thursday morning?
Well, I'm doing well, guys. Got back in a little bit late from last night's game at Mississippi State, but gearing up for Auburn's Outlive game on Saturday. The Tigers play host to Kentucky at 7:30 at Neville Arena. So in prep mode for UK right now.
Well, we're hoping you can, Wildcats not, but just to needle him, I'm hoping you can extend Kentucky's losing streak here on Saturday. But
not going to happen.
I do have to lead, Andy, with the fact that I am a proud Mississippi State graduate, and it did hurt me a little bit because I was really hoping Auburn would kind of get off the schneid there. Had been on a little rough run. It didn't kill me that Mississippi State won the game just for my Bulldogs, but unfortunately I don't think we're going anywhere this year. But let's talk about it. I mean, obviously State gets out to a huge lead, 16 at the half. I think they led by as much as 18 at one point, but then Auburn goes on this incredible run, actually takes the lead, I believe, with like 8.5 to go. And then, unfortunately, just kind of isn't able to see it across the line, and I believe has now lost 5 straight. Talk about kind of the game last night and what you saw there in Starkville.
Well, and now let me add one more thing to what you just said. Mm-hmm. Auburn did not have an answer for Josh Hubbard.
Well, yeah, he had a career night for sure.
Career high 45 points. He had 35 points at halftime. An incredible. I was thinking about it when I came into work. I don't recall watching an opponent have that kind of game, and especially in the first half. It was everything he shot went in.
Yeah,
it was an incredible touch that he had in the first half, and he did not score a field goal until late. But a layup tied the game, and then his three-pointer gave Mississippi State the lead in the right corner. And that turned out to be the eventual game winner. But to Auburn's credit, down 18, as you mentioned, early in the second half, Auburn came back, actually took a 7-point lead with just under 4 minutes to go in the game. And, boy, at that point, Auburn had all the momentum, and I just felt like that Auburn had turned the game. But that's when Mississippi State went back to work. And State hit its last 4 shots in its last 8 free throws. Down the stretch, Auburn went a little bit cold from the field, and Mississippi State gets a big win for State, a devastating loss for Auburn. Last night's ball game. And Stephen Pearl on the postgame right here said that Saturday's a make-or-break game for Auburn's season, he believes, with regard to the NCAA tournament. He thinks that if Auburn is unable to win against Kentucky on Saturday, they're on the bubble, maybe on the outside looking in. With regard to the NCAA tournament, with a 5-game losing streak right now, and both of these teams are coming into Saturday with losses. Kentucky losing at home to Georgia. Auburn, of course, has lost 5 straight, including just a devastating loss. Against Mississippi State last night in Starkville.
I think you're right, and I think a lot of Auburn fans would have looked at that game as a chance to kind of get right after the 4-game slide. I think I was hearing last night, I could be wrong on this, but I want to say that Hubbard had broke a Mississippi State record that goes back to Bailey Howell, who's a Hall of Famer from the late 50s. I mean, you can... a loss is a loss. You know, but you could stomach if you just run into a team who's just firing on all cylinders, and a guy has a career night. I think the thing that's so hard about last night is that they came back and then lost it. Like that was just like I said, a loss is a loss, but, I mean, is this any more demoralizing? Is it worse that you came back and then couldn't see it through?
And I'm cutting out here, guys. I apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I was just saying, a loss is a loss is a loss. Coaches always say it, but, occasionally you run up against a buzzsaw and you can kind of, okay, well, it just wasn't our night. I think the fact that they came back, took the lead, and weren't able to finish it out, is it that much more demoralizing to Auburn going forward that we kind of had it righted and then couldn't finish it off?
I just lost him out.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll try and get Andy back.
Too.
I guess so. Well, that's what happens when I go Charles Grodin and I speak for too long. But anyway, real quick here while we try and get Andy back, Kayshawn Hall did have 29 for Auburn in a losing effort. Tahad Pettiford, I thought, played pretty well. 21 points, 4 rebounds for Pettiford. And then Kevin Overton had 15. But I don't know. It just seems like such a brutal thing to come all that way back and then just
better on this
and just lose it. Again, a loss is a loss, but I know it. Well, I think we've got Andy back here. Andy, sorry about that. I guess I talked too long and tripped out your phone there. Or do we have Andy again?
Nope. He said he was having issues with his end of the phone.
If you go, after the baseball team's going to go play in the same tournament this weekend as Florida State and all of that. In Arlington, and they will play Florida State on Saturday. So Auburn will play Florida State. They play K-State Friday, and then they'll play Louisville on Sunday. So,
well, do you want to try one more time, maybe Wildcat, or we'll try one more time because what I do want to, Andy had mentioned it. It was devastating, and I think that's right. You go from we were talking maybe a week ago. 2 losses ago for Auburn, and Auburn was kind of in that 8-9 seed range, it looked like, but it was definitely trending in the wrong direction, as they say.
Well, after Kentucky, they get to go to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Well, Oklahoma comes there, I think. But, so that's 2 pretty strong teams in a row now that you gotta recuperate from.
Yeah. So, I mean, but now I think it's like Andy said, I think it's one of those things where it's, they're going to be right on the edge, their bubble, and maybe even, like you said, if we don't get something at Kentucky, it could be an outside looking in kind of scenario. But it's tough because Stephen Pearl, obviously he gets the job. I think he's done a good job, but Auburn has set the bar so high. Right. With what they've done over the last couple of years, it's always going to be tough for a first-time coach. But when you're the son of the head coach and you've been there, it's kind of difficult.
Well, you got him.
I think we've got Andy back. Andy, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. There you go. Well, it was my fault, Andy. I talked for too long and I killed your phone.
Last night's game was very, very tough for Auburn in a number of ways. I mean, you're down 16 at the half. I never felt like Auburn was out of the game. They staged a great comeback. And you get up 7, and I think the demoralizing part is when you're up 7 with under 4 minutes to go and you don't close it out.
Yeah.
In last night's ballgame. That's the tough part, I think, about last night's ballgame. And listen, I mean, we saw an all-time performance last night from Josh Hubbard. That's his 3rd straight 30-plus point game that he's had. Of course, he went for 45 in last night's game. And now Auburn's got to find a way to get ready for one of the Blue Bloods in the SEC and Kentucky coming in here Saturday. And both of these teams coming off of very disappointing losses. Kentucky at home to Georgia and Auburn at Mississippi State.
We've been on this 5-game, slide here for Auburn and kind of like you said, maybe getting into bubble territory or even possibly outside looking in. Has there been a common theme over these 5 games, or has it just been kind of, lightning striking different every night?
Well, and again, guys, I'm sorry, we're cutting in and out, so I'm going to try and guess as to what you were asking about.
Okay.
Kentucky comes in here with a very talented ball club, and they're 8-5 in the league. They went on a bit of a run at Kentucky until that loss to Georgia. It goes to show you, though, in this league this year, maybe outside of Florida right now, it is anyone can beat anyone on any night. And I know sometimes that sounds like a cliche, but that's the case.
Yeah.
in the SEC. Who'd have thought that Georgia would go into Rupp and win that game? And won that game from start to finish, by the way, against Kentucky. Alabama is down big last night and finds a way to win an NBA-style game in double overtime last night, in spite of the fact that A-Cup went for 49 in the game. One of the things that strikes me about the league this year is just how very balanced it is, other than perhaps Florida right now. And, by the way, an Auburn team that's struggling right now with 5 straight losses went into Florida and gave the Gators a loss in Gainesville. But this is an incredible year for point guards in the Southeastern Conference. And Auburn has faced the 5 leading scorers in the SEC in its last 5 games, and they're all point guards.
Yeah. Wow.
Including Hubbard, who went for 45 last night. And they'll get another very good point guard in Denzel Aberdeen coming up on Saturday. And he is not one of the leading scorers in the league, but a very, very good point guard nonetheless.
Absolutely right. Well, Andy, I'm sorry we had the difficulties with us. Always love talking to you. We hope next week we can talk about Auburn getting on the rebound and winning a couple of straight here. But always great to talk to you, my friend, and War Eagle.
War Eagle, guys. Take care.
Yeah, sir.
The great Andy Burcham there, Auburn Radio Network. And you could tell, like he said, I mean, just in Andy's voice, just the demoralization of that game last night.
It did not sound like his chipper self.
Yeah, and I get it because, you know, I mean, we talked about it oftentimes when we were trying to get Andy back. It is different. It shouldn't be. It's still a loss. But when you work that hard to come back on the road, that's the thing. I mean, the Hump is not an easy place to play. And go in there and kind of get it turned around. And don't just take the lead, but take a 7-point lead and then can't close it out. Man, that's just tough when you're Auburn basketball. You think this can't happen to us. But hopefully they get it righted here. I mean, John's not hoping with us, but hopefully they get it righted. And next week when we talk to Andy, we're going to be talking about a winning streak and not a losing streak. But
did you listen to it or watch it last night?
I get to see little bits of it, you know, but it was early. But when State was up.
When I listened to him call the ball games, which you can hear right here on 104.3.
Thank you.
You can hear it in his voice when they get up there, you know, and you get fouled on a shot, you got a chance at a 3-point play, and they missed it.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, they did something else, and it's right, and they missed it.
But, you know, that's what happens when you get on a losing streak, and you start like, oh, God, this now. Oh, my God. Well, it's infectious.
If you compare it to football, we always say they don't know how to win.
That's right.
And right now, I think they don't know how to win. You get to the free throw line, and you get an 80% shooter, and he misses 2 3 throws.
You start wondering what's going to go wrong instead of what's going to go right. Yeah, you're right. Well, I'll tell you what's not going to go wrong. You got a Pepper's Mexican Grill, you're going to eat like a king. And I did that the other night. It was wonderful. I think they have enough food back now that I'm gone, but absolutely loved it. I had a burrito supremo. And it was outstanding. It really was good.
Good thing you live alone, Zola.
Well, fair enough.
That California burrito is pretty good, too.
I've heard that. I actually haven't had it yet, so I need to go out and try that. That's why Glenn's sitting across the room.
I know.
Because I have the burrito supremo, but absolutely love it.
I like their taco salad. That's fantastic.
Well, and those of us on the beach, now we can just go right over there on Back Beach there, the old TGI Fridays, and we can check out Pepper's Mexican Grill. We love that they're a sponsor here. Get out and see those people today. Thank them for sponsoring us here.
Get the margarita, get 2 straws. You got to have a friend because those babies are huge.
Dr. John Ward, dermatology specialist. If you're listening to us right now, he has an office near you. Do not become a skin cancer statistic. 1 in 5 will develop it in their lifetime. We live in paradise. Doesn't mean we have to suffer with skin cancer. Early detection is the key. Call Dr. John Ward, call dermatology specialists, and make sure that you get looked at today. And then Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Jason Kovaleski, he's been great to me through the years. He has used me as the before picture in all of his advertisement. No, I'm just kidding. I love Jason. I used to have him come talk to the kids with the swim team. I thought it helped us tremendously, gave us an edge. If you have an athlete looking for that kind of competitive edge, get out there, talk to Jason and the crew. If you're just trying to look better, feel better, lose a little weight, Jason and the crew are so knowledgeable. They do such a wonderful job at both locations. Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods, 23rd Street there in the Del Coronado Village. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Hopefully we'll have Jason in here tomorrow so I can tell him about Glenn's little Buckeye comment.
I'm sure you may have heard it already.
We're going to have some fun when we get back. We're going to start talking about our picks for the greatest sports movies of all time. This is sure, and we would love to hear from you. And Wildcat, even. I think he's seen a few movies in his lifetime. Yeah. You're listening to the Coach James Hale Show, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
You can't fix stupid, but you can divorce it.
The new Sports Blitz. Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming.
And on behalf of 70% of the Alabama fan base,
feel the burn.
We want a damn divorce.
The Red 70s studio line.
You cannot give LSU extra opportunities.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
He has not turned the ball over.
Get in the game.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Experience a higher level of service. David Adamson Designer Jewelry has been providing you the very best of fine jewelry and repair in Lynn Haven for over 32 years. David has added Amber Anderson and Russ Klinger, names you've known and trusted in PCB for years with your fine jewelry and watch needs. Find that one-of-a-kind engagement ring, that special anniversary gift, or something colorful just for you. Amber and Russ will find it or build it for you, serving Bay County and beyond in Lynn Haven at the corner of Ohio Avenue and 9th. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
Small acts of kindness make a massive impact. This February, you can help Humble House Ministries continue their vital work in our community. They're collecting essential supplies all month long and need your help with donations of laundry detergent, dish soap, shampoo, and conditioner. Plus office supplies like copy paper, cardstock, and envelopes. Drop off your donations Monday through Friday at Elysian Med Spa on Thomas or Reliable Copy Products on Harrison. Help support Humble House Ministries. Together, you're sharing more than just supplies. You are sharing hope.
Hey, sports fans, this is Orlando Magic's power forward, Jonathan Isaac. And you're listening to Coach James Hale Morning Show live from J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hey, we are back. Bow, 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 bow. One of these days, maybe tomorrow, we'll start talking about music. You know, if the Buckeye Boys don't show, John and I will just have a music show.
Oh, we could do that. I heard we were having a guest speaker Monday. Is that right?
Oh, Coach Hale?
Don't count on that.
A guest host. Guest host.
That's right.
But anyway, Brian Haddad sitting in for Coach James Hale here on the Coach James Hale Show. Glenn and Rob and Wildcat are joining us. So it sounds cheap, but I love this topic because there are so many great ones. And you know, as it comes to sports movies, I think we have movies we know are great movies. We have movies that we just love, and hopefully the two will combine. One thing I found interesting when looking at this was the inordinate number of great sports movies that cover two sports, baseball and boxing. And I think a lot of it has to do with
the stories behind those athletes.
Exactly. But those were also the big sports of the early 20th century when, you know, you had to spin a yarn, if you will. Sports writers had to really do it. Wasn't like Sports Center moments and all like that. Yeah. And there was more creativity. There was more story involved. That was a great catch, Glenn. I saw that. But I wanted to get into this. So let's start with baseball. And I kind of want to go around the horn as to your guys' thoughts as maybe your favorite or what you would consider the best baseball movie. We'll start with you there, Wildcat.
Okay. Well, that would have to be... we were talking about it earlier, and now I forget.
If You Build It, They will come.
That's the movie.
Field of Dreams.
Yeah, Field of Dreams.
It's a fantastic movie. Very quotable. One of James Earl Jones.
And I like Tom Hanks in
A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own.
Yeah, those are good.
Those two are different. One's kind of a comedy to me, and the other's more serious. But I'd say those two are 1 and 2 in my book.
Outstanding.
Bull Durham is a good one.
Bull Durham, based on the kind of the list that I've seen, it's an IMDb, The Athletic. Bull Durham is listed as their #1 baseball movie, #4 overall. Bull Durham is great. Another, boy, we can't say most of the quotes, but extremely quotable.
And The Rookie was
The Rookie.
The Rookie
That's
was
a good one. Yeah.
As far as baseball goes.
Yeah. Like
The
Glenn.
Natural was pretty good.
Love The Natural, but I was perfect age for that because I was probably 9, 10 years old playing Little League ball, and just the score from it, just the lights exploding, like I could see the whole thing right now. Absolutely right.
Yeah, all of those are good, though.
I'm going to throw in one that I think a lot of people probably my age and maybe even a few years younger, it's not the greatest movie per se, like it wouldn't win Academy Awards and all. But you want to talk about a movie that has to do with baseball I can watch all day, every day. The Sandlot.
Yeah.
Is great.
You're killing me, Small.
You're killing me, Small. You play ball like a girl. I mean, the cast of characters was so good. And it was so wholesome. I mean, we did go pal around and play in little dirt fields. Major League's a great one. It actually was #10 on IMDb.
And Russ Klinger from David Adamson Designer Jewelry is chiming in.
Yeah.
He says Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Which is one
Gary
I'm not
Cooper,
familiar with
I believe. It was the Lou Gehrig story, basically.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, that one.
42.
Yeah, that was a very good one as well. A couple other baseball ones I saw on the list, and we got most of them. How we missed this one, the Bad News Bears.
Oh, gosh.
Well, right.
Which is a classic. Was on there. Moneyball, which is a newer entrant to it. I thought that was it was more of a good movie.
The drafting, I thought that was good too.
But we got most of the rest of them. So there's a ton of them with baseball. Absolutely love them. Let's go over to boxing because boxing has a ton of them. I'm going to start with you this time, Glenn. When it comes to boxing, what are some movies that you think of?
Muhammad Ali is...
the Ali with Will Smith.
And then one of the others was the Rocky Marciano. And all the Rocky shows, but Rocky Marciano had one. I forgot the name.
Raging Bull.
Yeah.
So ironically, according to this list from The Athletic, the #1 and #2 sports movies of all time. #1 was Rocky, the first one.
$850 million it grossed.
And launched Sylvester Stallone's career.
Absolutely.
And #2 was Raging Bull, Robert De Niro. It was the Rocky Marciano story like that. There have been quite a few others, some newer, all like that. Rob, you have any others outside of that?
Rocky 19 was good.
I like 24.
Yeah.
The later Rocky movies.
I'm surprised they haven't turned it into a Netflix series yet.
Yeah.
But
there was some, but there are not that many of the
Cincinnati Kid or something like that, where the guy. They promoted, I can't name the name of somebody. They promoted this guy, and he wasn't very good. And then finally, he got beat to a pulp, and I forgot the name of it.
I've heard a lot of people say that the reason the first Rocky is so good, it's not just that it was the first one, but the fact that he didn't win at the end was what was so good, because that would be so formulaic and all like that. But for him, it was just going the distance with the champ. And that was huge. And it was kind of in the background. If you remember, they announced Apollo Creed and all that. But I think the fact that he didn't win was what was so great about that.
Right.
John, thoughts on boxing?
No, you guys covered all those, and mine, of course, was Rocky.
I'm sure we're missing one
very
with
reason
Ali.
that, the underdog went in there.
Oh, did you?
We had Ali. There are some documentaries on their list. We did get the
Will
big ones.
Smith did do a good
Creed,
job on that.
the newer one with Michael B. Jordan made the list as well. The boxer. I know the ones with Christian Bale was really good. I think it was called The Fighter. I saw one where Russell Crowe played James J. Braddock, Cinderella Man. Excellent movie. The one I'm going to use it in a weird way, but it was such a good movie. It actually won the Academy Award or Best Actress for it. Hilary Swank in $1 Million Baby was a Clint Eastwood movie, was so good. Yeah. It's not your typical boxing movie. It was about boxing, but oh my God, that movie was great.
Little tearjerker.
Ironically, football, which is a lot of our passion in here, doesn't necessarily have a ton of big-time great movies, at least in terms of kind of the all-time list. So, Rob, I'll start with you this time.
Rudy was one of the ones that comes to mind because, but that was a good movie. A lot of people say, it was fake and all this other stuff. There wasn't. They didn't carry him off the field.
They took a little license,
right, but.
Look,
what movie
feel
is?
Good movie for sure.
What movie is the real deal?
That's true, Glenn.
Remember the Titans.
That was IMDb's #1 football movie.
And that was The Longest Yard.
Right.
The Longest Yard was excellent.
The first one I thought was better than the second.
Oh yeah.
Much better.
John?
Well, I got Blindside. I thought that was a great movie.
It was very good.
Blindside was good. And also, of course, Jerry Maguire, and then there was the one where what's-his-face was the CEO of the Cleveland Browns. I can't remember.
Is it called Draft Day?
Yeah.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
That was actually a really good one.
And then it's kind of football, but more of a human story is Radio. With Cuba
Radio was good.
Jr.
Yeah, he was very good.
That was a good movie.
The one we're missing that made the list.
Saturday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights. That's right. That's the one with Billy Bob Thornton. That's the one that kind of made it. Of course, a lot of people were just as into the TV series that was on that, too. But I thought that story was really good, too, as it kind of covered, the star who gets hurt and then, everything. It was just, and when you know what Texas high school football is like, I'm not even sure they went as crazy as it is, in the movie. But, Friday Night Lights. Remember the Titans was on the list. It was, we've got a lot more to get to. We're going to get to them across the break. Some of the best sports movies kind of cover some obscure sports, so we'll get into that. But I did want to thank, again, TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting there, Kyle Vandergriff. Anything the Vandergriff family, Glenn, anything they touch is absolutely great. Kyle does a wonderful, wonderful job there with that company. You have any kind of general contracting or roofing needs, call TK Vandy and the crew there. Turf Pro Pest Control, Patrick and his guys will do the absolute best job that you can find anywhere. They don't have to wear so many darn clothes now going out there in the ice like he was talking about.
Now's the time to give those people a call.
That's right. You don't want to wait till it's too late and the insects have had their way with your yard. Call Patrick and the crew. Turf Pro Pest Control. And again, thank goodness we have back Cox Pools. Richard Cox and the crew do a fantastic job. Go on and get talking to them now. They can design you one of these fantastic pools for your backyard there. You can have those barbecues in the summer.
And something we don't mention is pool maintenance.
Absolutely
they can
right.
Take care of all that too.
Richard Cox, Cox Pools, we know they are absolutely #1. When we get back, we're going to talk more sports movies. Love to hear from you as well here on the phone lines. You're listening to the Coach James Hale Show, ESPN Northwest Florida.
4.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your spot for college basketball.
And it goes in at the buzzer. Got it.
Listen to select games from the LSU Tigers, Florida Gators, the Auburn Tigers, and the biggest games around the country play here.
Three-pointer, clutch it in. Oh, you saw that coming, Raptor.
The most live college basketball in the Panhandle.
The game is over.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Thursday's weather forecast. A mixture of some clouds and slight fog this afternoon and evening with a high near 75 and a wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Very light showers and slight fog tonight, a moderate breeze and a temperature of 69. The same tomorrow around 75 with slight fog in the morning and then sprinkles. Lightly sprinkling Saturday and hot around 74. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose, hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
Want to know the inside scoop on your favorite teams? From the gridiron to the hardwood to the diamond. For comprehensive sports coverage, it's ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
Rocking and rolling here on a Thursday morning. Brian Haddad sitting in for Coach Hale again to keep his family in thoughts and prayers here going forward. And we hope to have Coach back on Monday. Let's continue our talk over great sports movies. We're going to pivot over to the hardwood there. And Glenn, what's your favorite basketball movie?
My favorite one is Hoosiers.
Oh, my goodness.
And then Be Like Mike is one.
Yeah.
Like Mike. And there's a couple others. White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah. It's another classic one.
Yeah.
I love the scene in Hoosiers when, Gene Hackman, rest in peace, is trying to, do the decoy play. And none of them are having it. And he just looks at Jimmy Chitwood and just the line, I'll make it.
Yeah.
Love that. I absolutely love that one.
You have to be an old-time basketball coach when they talk about the picket fence.
The picket fence, that's right. And then I will say one that always is listed at the top. It's a documentary, but it was really good.
I know the documentary you're talking about, Space Jam.
There you go.
Hoop Dreams was one. I think we have a caller on the line. Wants to
Coach
join
Carter
us.
is a good one.
Yeah, it is. Caller, who are we talking to?
Yeah, this is Big Nate from Southport.
Hey, Nate, what's up, buddy?
Hey, so you guys have got this movie thing going on. I think I missed football because I was still working, but basketball, Air Bud, love those.
Hey, Air Bud was good. You're right.
That dog can really shoot that three. So.
I know. There's a couple of teams in the pros he could play for. They can't make a free throw.
What was your football one that you had, though?
Oh, I really kind of it's a more contemporary one. I mean, Longest Yard is good, but I'd have to say the NFL draft movie with Kevin Costner.
Yeah, that was good. We talked about that.
That was a really good look on what dramatically could happen, the movie Hollywood thing. But
along the lines of my love for The Sandlot, this isn't quite as good, but in football, we kind of forgot about this one. It just popped into my head. It was corny, but it was hilarious. The Little Giants.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Icebox.
The Waterboy.
I loved it. Waterboy is another good one, too. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Any other, just sports movies in general, Nate, that you just can't, if that's on, you have to watch it?
42.
Yeah,
it's a good baseball movie.
Yeah.
And then if I really wanted to get down and dirty, the Bad News Bears.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things going on because you could maybe reflect that to the tanking that the basketball is doing now. It's kind of a Bad News Bears kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there's a movie with Sylvester Stallone and Pele in it that a lot of people forget about.
Yes.
It's a soccer movie called Victory or V.
Yes. I've seen it. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but you're right. It's like a war movie too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's set in that era.
That's right. No, that was very good as well. Awesome.
Yeah, it was, after Rocky, and it kind of gave it. And Rocky's another good, sports movie, so.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Nate. I appreciate that.
Hey, no
I'd
problem,
forgotten
guys.
that
Thank you.
one was Stallone and Pele. Thanks, man. Appreciate you listening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's quick hit a couple others. Since he said soccer, I'm going to throw one out there that a lot of people haven't heard. It's called The Damned United, and it's about Brian Clough. He's a manager in England, or he was. He's passed on now, and he had a 44-day spell at Leeds. If you don't know who this guy is Steve Spurrier on steroids, for quotes.
Oh, wow.
Look up Brian Clough, Clough. Go down the YouTube rabbit hole on him. I'll give you a line of his. He goes, I wouldn't say that I'm the best manager in the game, but I'm in the top one. That's Brian Clough. He was something else. All right, guys,
You're
real
right
quick.
about Spurrier.
Quick hitters, horse racing.
Seabiscuit.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Secretariat was underrated as one.
Yeah. Oh, there was one. Unfortunately, you got me thinking about horses, and it's not really about sports, but the movie War Horse.
War Horse made me cry. Yeah. You're right. It's about war. Let me throw out a goofy one because I love to gamble. Let It Ride. The last scene where he bet it all. It's a classic. All right, guys, there is only one here. Even though we talked about there's a lot more movies related to this sport. Golf.
Tin Cup.
Tin Cup's great.
What was the name of
What's the king of the golf movies, though?
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. You can't beat Caddyshack, can you?
No.
But, I mean, there are some good ones. We talked about the one about Francis Ouimet.
The Greatest Game.
Greatest game ever played. Legend of Bagger Vance was an excellent movie.
The one with Bobby Jones.
Yep. Jim Caviezel plays him in that. They really did a good job talking about his struggles with playing at St. Andrews and how he just could not, get around it, and then he understood the course. How about
Gentleman's Game was what I think you were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about the Olympics? To me, there's one that really stands out. It's older.
Yeah.
It's about the 80s.
Dun, 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 dun,
It's about the hockey.
Yeah, but
that I consider hockey, but it is an Olympics movie. But I'm thinking Chariots of Fire was an excellent movie, early 80s, like that. Of course, the score.
That's about the only Olympics movie that I'm familiar with. Really.
Yes, most of it. I mean, there was a great documentary about the Russian doping scandal called Icarus. If you like documentaries, it was good, but that's the one. Well, let's pivot to hockey. How great was Miracle?
Yeah. Miracle on Ice was the Miracle on Ice. I can remember watching that, and growing up in Tallahassee, I wasn't a big hockey fan.
Yeah.
Until you actually go to a hockey match and watch it there, where you can actually see the puck, and everything. It's a totally different understanding of how the game actually goes.
Well, and there was so much tied to that. They always say reality stranger than fiction. You had the Cold War. You were coming out of the Carter years where, I think the Iranian hostage crisis was still going on. I mean, you had a lot going on that
Was it going on, or had it?
I think it was still going because that would have been like February of 80. So it should have still been going because Reagan didn't get elected till, September, November of 80? So I guess it would have been going on. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but because I thought they let him go right after Reagan took office.
Yeah, Reagan, I think.
Certainly the country wasn't feeling real great about things. And we have the college kids versus the Russian Army national team that plays together, and Al Michaels' call. Do you believe in miracles? I mean, it was something.
Well, and so many people don't realize that was just a game to get into the final.
That's right. It wasn't the gold medal game. It wasn't
even the gold medal game.
And the line Kurt Russell gives about if you don't, I can't quote it on the air. FCC's listening, but you'll remember it for the rest of your lives.
Right. Yeah.
He was right. Here's a great hockey movie that never gets talked about because Miracle is so good. Slapshot.
Yeah.
That's another good one. It's
What's
hilarious.
the other about? Is it Mighty Ducks?
Mighty Ducks. I didn't even think of that one. That's another. The kid movies about sports are hilarious too. Let's see. Let's say auto racing, Formula One, NASCAR, everything. Of course, Ricky Bobby, just for laughs.
I know it.
But Days of Thunder, I think, is an underrated movie. I thought it was great.
Is that the one with Tom Cruise?
Cars. There you go. Pixar.
That's probably
That's the
better
one with
than-
Tom Cruise. That's
Yeah, okay.
right. Cole Trickle. Yeah, I remember that. Ford versus Ferrari is a movie I can watch anytime it's on.
Yeah, that was real
That
good.
one was really good with
Better
Matt
than
Damon.
what I thought it would be.
Yeah, Rush, the new Formula One movie, was very
when
good
he
as well.
goes in and tells the guy from the Ford Motor Company, you got the wrong guys on your team.
Well, I love when he goes, I think we got him just where you want. You're welcome.
Well, I want to say this before we get out and we're talking about auto racing. Did anybody watch the Saturday's race with Jake Finch? Winning the race.
I didn't think of that, though.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He led the
That's
last
great.
35 laps, and him and a teammate were on the inside for the last 35 laps. One right behind the Jake.
One
Jake was
drafting
leading
the
it.
other, yeah.
And the last they had a caution with like 4 laps to go.
Oh my God!
And they had a bunch of them, and he kept. Those two stayed in that one spot. Well, what they ended up doing was on the last restart, they split. Jake went high, and this guy went low. So they were planning on blocking each other. Well, what happened was somebody run up there and bumped Jay.
There you go.
He lost it, and neither one of them finished the race.
Oh,
golly.
God.
Real quick, let me
I
just
love
hit
races
these.
like that, but it's terrible.
Billiards, there's two because they're tied together. The Hustler, Paul Newman, and then 30 years later, The Color of Money, also a Paul Newman read.
Right.
I thought those were outstanding. And then bowling, because it's my favorite movie related to sports. Not Kingpin. Kingpin's hilarious. The Big Lebowski. I absolutely adore that movie. Glenn, thank you very much. Rob, enjoyed having you in studio there. Wildcat, always a pleasure.
Match tonight, 3 o'clock in North Bay Haven.
There you go. Catch Paul this afternoon, and I'll be back in here tomorrow, Lord willing. You're listening to Coach James Hale Show, ESPN, Northwest Florida.
App from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is designed specifically for sports fanatics like you. The sports content you demand is always on. Live stream our national and local sports talk anywhere you go. Reach us on all social media. You can also be a part of the show. Call and text into our studios. Plus, up-to-the-minute weather and traffic maps. The new app from 104.3 ESPN.